So George, firstly, what hit that was, talk us through that strike.
I think it was just one of them where like I had no other options really, and pulled it out my feet nicely and just thought I'd have a go, and luckily it flew in.
I guess you're obviously expecting to score, because that's the reason you've had a shot from there, but one knows where you're probably expecting it to be a worldie if it does go in.
Yeah, it's just one of them. If you get it on top, I was hoping just to hit the target and cause the keeper some problems. I know it was quite early on in the game, and their lad would just come on loan to the club. I know we were talking about getting some shots off at him, so that was all it was, and luckily he had no chance. So.
Yeah, and we've seen you all sorts of type of strikes. You've curled them, dip and whip on your free kicks as well. That was obviously more, I guess, a dipping shot with your laces, and talk through the different techniques then.
I'm usually trying, like curl it and like finesse it, and I normally do that. I know when I have it with my laces off, I've normally like caused a keeper a problem or scored. And I know I have a joke with Pablo, because Pablo always laces it, and he always asks me like, why don't you ever hit it like that? And to be fair, it's just when it falls nicely, when you can hit it like that.
And the movement of the ball afterwards, I guess that's all just from the way you strike it and sort of the last movement and the way you hit it on your laces and the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit it nicely, then it's probably gonna do something in the air without you even knowing what it's gonna do. So yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of summing up, obviously Joe Dunne was the manager at that time. I guess that sort of game sums up. Really had chances to go in front and extend the lead, didn't take them, and then obviously got punished by Oldham a bit at the end.
Yeah, I think I should have scored a second, to be fair. I went through on goal just after. Yeah, I mean, we had made a few mistakes in that game and it cost us, but yeah, that game shouldn't have really got away from us when it did.
I guess in terms of Joe's time, you were pretty thankful for him, because he brought you inside to play centre midfield, because when you first arrived you were playing on the left under Sean, and then you came into centre midfield with Gary Deegan, and probably your best performances towards the back end of last year have come from centre midfield. Yeah,
I am thankful to Joe. I think it was Chesterfield away when I first moved in there as a 2 with Deegs, and then from then on it seems to have carried on all that season, and I scored a lot of goals from there. So yeah, I think when Joe was the assistant, he always felt like when I played out wide I always used to come inside and try and get on my right, and Joe saw me as more of a attacking midfielder, centre mid, so when he got the job that was just tried it out, and thankfully it worked, yeah. And
is that a position that you always thought you'd end up playing? Is there any specific position, whether it be left or in the middle of midfield or further forward, you thought you'd always play?
Yeah, probably more central. I used to be like a number 10 during my youth team days, and just played off the strikers and then dropped back in midfield at times. So yeah, I've always liked being in the middle of the pitch. I can see things better and try and link the game more, from inside.
Yeah, so George, how does that one differ then? Obviously a lot more whip, I guess, and curl on it and bend.
Yeah, they're the ones like that I'm used to, yeah, so I always scream at Brad when he's in that position to cut me back, and that when he did, and thankfully I scored, yeah. Yeah,
and that's sort of vintage George Marish, really sort of arriving into the box like what we saw so often last season and this season as well, arriving into the box light and then getting on the end of it and trying to score.
Yeah, that's what I try and do. I mean, I try and let the game build up and then arrive when it looks like someone's about to cross, and I knew Brad was going to cut it back, so yeah, that's just timing your runs and making sure you hit the ball right.
At any point when you lay it back, I'm going to cross it or always have a shot?
Never. I've been screaming at him for months to cut me back. So.
And I guess it's more difficult when you're bending it away from the keeper, because if you're sort of coming maybe perhaps a bit more central and go, you can whip it into that top right, but then going across the keeper might be more difficult to try and get that real whip and get it away from him.
Yeah, I mean, when you come from that angle, you have to get it in the corner, or he's just going to tip it over or catch it. I mean, I've tried a few and I think they've just gone to the keeper, and it's just about getting it right in the corner, and yeah, that one did.
And in terms of, like I say, it was almost like Lampard-esque arriving in the box. Is there any sort of particular player you've mentioned previously? You obviously wanted to play sort of number 10 centre midfield. Is there any player when you were growing up that you likened yourself to or wanted to emulate?
Not particularly. I did look at like as you say, Lampard's goals was up like all that sort of. He'd either arrive late or he'd strike one and it was playing the top corner. So yeah, his sort of goals is what you aim to do really as a centre midfielder.
How do you find that balance as well, pushing forward and also tracking back as well? I imagine you get a roasting off Deegs next if you didn't track back. How is that trying to strike that balance?
You have to be fit, I'll tell you that. 1 minute you're in their box and the next you're in our box. So no, Deegs is good with it, because sometimes we play like me just in front of him. It's not like a 2. Yeah, Deegs is good with it. He sweeps around and lets me push on, and when they break, which if we lose the ball, I'll always get back in. But Deegs does that job so well of like stalling, like keeping them higher up the pitch for as long as he can, and then bodies get back. Yeah.
And I imagine it was differ for different points in the game as well. So in terms of game management, pushing forward at certain points when you're chasing the game, and perhaps sitting back and being a bit more reluctant if you're behind, or sorry, if you're ahead in the game and protecting the lead.
Yeah, I've been a bit more reserved recently. Me and Deegs have just kind of sat in there and tried to steady the ship really. And me and Deegs tend to sit a bit more now. I've stopped pushing on as much as I'd like maybe have done, but that's just to, like try and help us out defensively, and hopefully the 4 go and win it for us, and if not, I'll try and help out as much as I can.
Does that mean your sort of role is more sort of pick the ball up and spraying it wide and forward in your passing range? Because I mean, another game at Notts County, it was a lot more discipline, sort of sitting in and getting back into shape than I guess you'd used to.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think obviously where we are in the league is a factor as well. Last season when I was bombing forward, there was really nothing to play for. It was mid-table and stuff. But yeah, being more disciplined this like second half of the season with Deegs, and yeah, the gaffer does want me to get on the ball and try and spray it wide and to feed the wingers and stuff. So yeah. Would
you say that's something since Calderwood's arrived, you've sort of been a bit more organised, a bit more sort of sturdy in your shape as well defensively?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's how he likes his centre mids to play. He likes them to play from behind the ball and keep it moving really. Yeah.
And in terms of indifference tactically from the previous goal when you were under Joe and now with Colin, what are the main factors that obviously we see it from the sideline? What are the main factors in the group and in training that you're seeing different from Colin and Joe?
I think we was probably more expansive under Joe Dunne. We was like at times we had run it before the 2 fullbacks before, which isn't a bad thing. Like we did score a lot of goals at times. So, but under the new gaffer, it's probably a bit more reserved. And again, I think that is a factor of like where we are in the league and what points we have to pick up. So.
Brilliant. Thanks, George.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Top man. Cheers, mate.